Hello guys and welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Heidiy and this is my knitting channel. Here we talk about knits. And today it is WIPs and FOs kind of episode. And I'm hoping that you can hear me well. I have this new microphone and please tell me if there's something else that I can do to make your experience better. I'm hoping this is working and the sound quality is nice or even better. Otherwise, this is a very bad investment. But yeah, have yourself some tea or coffee and then we can start. Let's start with FOs. I have this lovely licorice tea. It has licorice root and it has fennel, and it is very yummy and smells like licorice. I think liking licorice everything is a pretty Finnish thing, especially like salty licorice, salmiakki. That is good stuff. And yeah, if you are new here, I live in the southern Finland. Nearby our capital Helsinki. And it is winter and it's just snowed some more. It is white and bright and it is a good day to podcast today. So, where do we begin? Let's start with FOs and do we start with the small or the big one? Maybe we start with small. Well, this was the first of the many WIPs I did finish, so let's show it first. It is so pretty. This is the Soulmates headband by Somaknits. That is a Finnish knitting account. I don't think they call themselves designer yet, but they have a couple of these headbands patterns for free, but they are in Finnish. But I can try and ask if we could translate them to English if you are interested. But yeah, this is Soulmates headband. And it has these beautiful braids that travel all across the band, and yeah, I made this with the leftovers from my Guernsey genser. So this is Sandnes garn Sunday held double, so 2 strands of Sunday and KFO soft silk mohair, and this is wonderfully soft. I can show you how it looks on. I usually don't wear headbands like this when my hair is open. If my hair is open, I usually wear beanies, but I think this is a look too. I did modify this a tiny bit because the headband pattern calls for a regular cast on that you just graft together in the back, but I wanted it to be more seamless, and so I did provisional cast on, and then I just unraveled the provisional cast on and grafted the live stitches together. So there is no visible seam. It is there, but it looks like I can show you where it is. It is around here, so you can see a little bit of irregularity, but I think it's quite nice and smooth. So that is the only modification I did. It is soft, it is lovely, and I was very happy to wear it when we had some kind of snow slush storm a couple of weeks ago, so it kept my ears warm. And I really love the color. It is this nice blush pink with, I don't know, a little bit like, it is slightly muted. I like muted colors. Yeah, that is the first one. So if the mic catches on some weird sounds, I'm sorry. I'm learning. This is my first time using this mic, so after this I might have to play with it a little more and get to know it better, so we can collaborate during these episodes. So you work for me and you need to pay attention and make good sound quality, okay? Okay, yeah. We try to be in agreement. But yeah, let's go back to knitting. Why am I so awkward? But that is how I am in real life, so sometimes I try to be like this aspirational knitter human who just makes beautiful things and lives this romantic life in Finland where there is snow and it's freezing and I don't know. But the reality is I do silly things. I stomp there in the slush and I sweat in my knitwear and I find holes in there, and I am not very inspirational and aspirational person, so I don't know. But yeah, let's go forward. And this second one is a stash busting project. I actually did this for my daughter, and it is this one. Look how cute. It is this color block sweater. There's no pattern for this because I just freestyled. It is a basic raglan for children, so nothing special. This pinky purpley yarn drops air, and so are the grays that are here and at the hem. And this yarn, the white with beautiful speckles, is Gepard Garn's Spicy Puno, and it is beautiful. I love it. It is the similar kind of like chained yarn, and my daughter fell in love with this and she wanted a sweater. I made myself a beanie like this one, and she said that she wants a sweater, and I tried to tell her that there is not enough for a sweater, but she insisted, and then I had an idea to combine it with the drops that is left over from a couple of years ago already. And that is how this was created. And it is amazingly soft. She's quite prone to itching, as children usually are, and yeah, and she's actually quite interested in knitwear at the moment. She has started to use the one I made earlier for her, which is done in like this brushed alpaca silk that is quite like prickly. It's not itchy, but it has the long hairs, and she has started to use that. But she's clever and she has started to put a long sleeve under it. So But yeah, she's into knitwear at the moment, so I need to take advantage of that. And yeah, this is the one I made. And I made short rows at the hem this time because I wasn't sure about how much yarn I have of this pink one, and I just somehow forgot them at the start, so then I just decided to do them at the bottom. I will try to make her put this on and take some pictures with me so I could show it on. But yeah, I think it is very cute and it is good use for all the half skeins that I had. One thing I must say, I think both of these were listed as the same yarn weight, but somehow the Puno from Gebhard Garn is a bit thicker than the Drops Air. But it's not very that visible, it's just tiny bit thicker, you can see here. I don't think my child will mind that. And I'm happy to see her want to use my knitwear, and I probably will make more now that she is interested and actually will wear the things I make. Yeah, that is that. Have some tea or coffee or drink of your choice. I don't know what time is it in there. It is in there. Oh, English is hard today. It is actually Sunday when I'm filming this, and it is around noon, and it is beautifully bright day, and I'm finally starting to feel like normal-ish. I got a stomach bug this week, and it is just the most horrible sickness, illness there is a like stomach bug. But yeah, now I'm starting to feel good, and it's very nice to sit here and chat to you guys about knits and yarns, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here and happy to like sit up and not feel like fainting. Yeah. But I hope it is a good day wherever you are. It sounds like I'm ending this episode, but no, we are just getting started. Next FO. So the next one is still a bit damp because I took it straight from blocking. But yeah, I don't think I have shown it here, but now it's done. So surprise, it's a lento. So lento sweater. It is from, I think it's Jonna Hietala from Laine magazine, and it is finished. I said that I want to take part in the Let's Lento knit along hosted by Rebecca and Amy from the Krebea knitting podcast and the Meaningful Stitch knitting podcast, and I have my first lento here. So you probably have heard me talk about this I said that I will make it, but I have not shown you, and then it was just so quick and poof, I have a lento. And I just realized that maybe the lento, which means like flight in Finnish, maybe it is called lento because it feels like the time flies or the work just flies off the needles because it is so quick and nice to make. I knit mine in Vuonue Pentti, which is a Finnish yarn company and Finnish wool. I have talked about them in the earlier episodes if you are more interested in that. This is my first lento in my lifetime and I have heard that many people do multiple lentos, and I just think this is a very nice basic pattern that takes up very little yarn, and it is nice to be able to do a sweater without huge quantity of yarn. And I want to show you the fabric. I think it's very pretty. Usually people use fingering and mohair when doing the lento, but this is DK and it is a bit see-through, like light and airy, but when you put it on it doesn't look see-through at all. Or if it does, I don't mind. It is still a bit damp here in the cuffs and in the folded neckline, but otherwise it starts to be quite dry. I think the drape is amazing. It is very flowy, which is not the easiest to accomplish with Finnish wool, which is kind of like thick and rustic. But yeah, I love it, and I love the sheen that the yarn has because it has tencel in it as well. Tencel and Finnish wool. So it is quite shiny, and yeah, I like the brownish dark gray color as well. And I have a vision that I will have this and then the waffle loop skirt in the same yarn because I have more, and then if this is see-through after blocking, I would like to have this small either knitted or I will sew one like small crop top thingy under it, and that would be so cool. And I will probably make the crop top thingy either way, even if this would not be see-through, because it would be nice to wear it with the skirt if it gets too hot with this. I am very much into these matching sets, and I prefer the long vertical line and monochrome outfits, so I think it will be amazing woolly goodness of a set, and you get to see me create it in here. Next step is to get the mohair, because the skirt uses DK, which in my case is the pentti, and then mohair, so DK plus mohair. And then with what I have, I will try to figure out what kind of crop top pattern I would like to use. I must say this softens up quite a lot with wash. I was a little bit afraid that it might be too, I don't know what it is called. I don't find this itchy. It just, I can feel it. It is a weird, it's hard to like, I can feel that it is rustic wool, but I don't think it is itchy. And especially after the blocking, it is very smooth, but still has the rustic quality in it. And I am so excited. And I will try to take pictures of this one as well and pop them on my Instagram and hopefully here when I am editing, but I'll have to see how things are going next week, because I had to take some sick leave last week because of the stomach bug, so I am drowning in work. But yeah, here I am podcasting because I am still recovering. Yeah. priorities. This is my lento. Definitely not the last one I will make. I already have ideas about scrap yarn lento, and also I think I might end up using part of the yarn for the dress that I will talk about at some point to make another lento, because I probably won't make as long as a dress as in the pattern, and I have as much yarn as the pattern requires, so maybe it will be another lento. That, I must say, it was a bit tough for my hands to knit in such a big needles. I think it was 6 millimeters or something, so the next one I might do 5.5 or 5.75, but I don't own 5.75s, so I might have to go shopping for needles. But yeah, next FO. I love this one, and this might look just a tiny bit ridiculous at the moment, but bear with me. This this is the Musselburgh hat by Ysolda Teague, and as you can see, it is blocking, it is still very damp, so I'm not gonna fold it in and show it to you like that. I can show it next time if you want. But the idea is that it's cast on at the top, knitted straight down, and then decreased, and then this bottom part goes inside the top part, and it creates nice double folded brim that protects your ears and is warm and cozy and very sleek. I think it is very nicely done, that it's so streamlined. So I knit this in a size that is between adult small and adult medium, because my husband is a fan of beanies that he wants them to be like glued to his head, and I want, you know, the space here. I want it to be like a bit of oomph and not just sleek in my head, because I think it makes my head look weird if it just sits here, but he prefers it. So that's what he gets. He gets the beanie he likes, and there is snow falling from the rooftop. This was his Christmas gift, and it is the end of February, but luckily he wasn't that in a hurry to get this. He got to choose the yarn. I bought the yarn from Anna ja Eilo, which is my local yarn store that has these lovely owners, two wonderful ladies, and we always have these very nice yarn and knit chats together when I go there and choose yarns, and they are always very helpful. And they also carry knitting for olive yarns, which makes me happy because I want to go and squish them before I buy. I'm this tactile human. I always need to try things. So this was not KFO. This is actually, if I'm not gonna lie, rosy green wool and their merino base. I think this was sport weight. Last time I think I said fingering weight, but this is definitely sport weight, and it is so soft, especially after blocking. It is smooth as a butter, and yeah, I think this will be a very nice beanie, and my husband will hopefully appreciate it. I actually knit this a tiny bit shorter than he wanted, because usually he has the problem that the beanies are fine when they are made, but then they just stretch out and then he doesn't like them anymore. So I tried to make it a tiny bit small before it stretches and before it's blocked. So that is that. It is not very convincing looking at the moment, but the pattern is actually, it is brilliant, because it is just, you get to start and that is your gauge swatch, and you measure the gauge and figure out how many stitches you need to increase, and it is just very clever, and I think I will make one for me too. But I must say, it felt like it took forever, because you actually need 2 beanies here. And somewhere around here, when I was increasing and then doing, I just more snow from the roof. Yeah, somewhere around here I felt that this is never ending, that I just cannot do it anymore. But yeah, then I was sitting in the train and in a event that I was a guest at, and I just mindlessly knit, and then it was starting to grow, and I made the decreases yesterday. So it was all in all a good project, and I'm trying to get my husband to pose for a couple of pictures, so I get to show you the beanie and not just this weird looking tube. Back to blocking mat, which I don't actually have. It is not a blocking mat, but you make do with the things you have. So that was actually my FOs, but I have WIPs, and I have been in a weird place with WIPs because I felt like nothing was getting ready for a long time, and then I cast it on the headband and it flew off my needles, and then just started the FOs dropping. So I have been in the cycle of casting on many things, not finishing anything, then finishing a bunch of things at the same time. So I think I'm starting to get to the point where I just finish many things. So let's start with the Good Grandpa cardigan. It is a pattern by caidree, and I love it very much. And I was in a very good boogie with this. So here is the front and the first sleeve. It looks very short, but when you combine with the dropped shoulder, and there will be the what is it, button band, then it is long enough. But then I got into a slump because I realized that I will run out of yarn, and that just pumped me out so much that I just didn't want to knit it. And that makes actually no sense, but that is how my brain works. But I have picked it up since then, and I have this much of the second sleeve. There is actually not that much to go. Whoa, I just realized. This will be ready soon, woohoo! So yeah, and I realized that I will run out of yarn when I started this sleeve with a fresh ball of the heavy merino, and then after doing this sleeve I had like this much left, and I only had one more ball of the heavy merino, and it must be that somehow I just miscalculated the amount of the yarns, because I think I counted that the silk mohair was just gonna be enough, but I have like 1.5 left at this point, and the heavy merino is running out, but it will be fixed with the fact that I will just go and buy one more ball of the heavy merino. There is still the button band and the pockets that need to be made, so I definitely need more. It just looks like a little blob right now because it's very hard to show you, but there is actually some kind of shape to it. I think the shoulder construction is very nice. It is just not like this square drop shoulder. It has like nice shaping, and I think it was very enjoyable to knit the shaping. I need some kind of action when I knit. If it's just knit and purl and knit and purl, then I get so bored. And this is what I say on every episode. So this has quite a deep v-neck, and I love v-necks, so that is wonderful. And all I have left after that sleeve is the button band that is ribbed, and then the small pockets here. I could leave them out, but I think they make it more like a good grandpa. So I think grandpa needs pockets to put some mints and a tissue paper in, right? And then sewing on the buttons. And I think I must do it the way that there is some kind of momentum, because if I now do this sleeve that is very soon done, and then I don't have the yarn, I have a feeling that I just might abandon it because I don't enjoy sewing on buttons or grafting in the pockets or so on, and there is a real risk that I just won't do them for months if I don't have this engine going inside of me that says just this one more and you're done. And so I don't want this break happening between the finishing of the sleeve and starting the neckband. And I have a tip for you who are similar to me in this. If you find that it's hard to pick up a work that you would need to like calculate or start some new part in, I think what you should do next time is to never leave the work to that kind of place. I want to do it so that I have enough yarn that when I finish the sleeve, the next thing I do is to pick up the stitches for the neckband. And I don't have to knit it at the same time, but I just want to pick it up. So that way I know that when the next time comes that I have time to knit, it is there ready and I don't have to pick up the stitches. And so the momentum keeps on going. I don't know if this made sense or if it's useful for you, but for me it is, because my brain thinks that it is so hard to just check the pattern and start it now, and then it feels like too overwhelming, and then I just don't do it. ADHD things. It is soon ready. I am very happy with the color. It goes very well with this earthy green that I have a lot. And I also think this looks very good with white and this rosy kind of pinkish shade. And at this point I would like to remind you to subscribe and weaving the ends of your knits. Also click the like button because it helps with the algorithm and pushes my videos to someone else who may enjoy them or find them useful. Back to the video. Next WIP. So this WIP has been a very, how do I say it, lingering for a long time. I started this last year after my birthday, and I have birthday in October, so it has been there for a while, and it has been quite stagnant because I love the design. I love it so much and I need it, but I have just come to the realization that I don't enjoy knitting cardigans because of all the purling, and it was easy to accept in the Good Grandpa cardigan because it was so quick and there was so few stitches. But then when you have 3.5mm needles and thinner yarn, I just cannot wrap my head around it and get myself to knit a cardigan. But there it is. This is the Cardi jumper by Vert Knit, aka Ines Oliveira, and I love her, and she's a lovely person, and I love her designs, and I'm hoping that I don't insult her with this thing I made, because I don't want to say lazy. Lazy has a bad connotation. I am just using my resources very carefully. So I will show you what I did and then we can discuss. This will look a bit funny because there is cords that are too short, but as you can see, it is joined in the front. So it will not be an open cardigan, it will be a sweater that looks like a cardigan. Because I realized that when it's such a deep, well, it's not that deep, but it is an open v-neck cardigan, and I am planning on using it as a sweater. I'm not gonna use the buttons, so I don't think they need to be functional. And that is when this WIP was picked up again, and I started to get really excited again. Again, there is nothing wrong with the pattern. I love it and I love the original design. I was not made to knit cardigans. Maybe that is the thing. I love the shoulder seam and the dropped shoulder, and the entire construction was very delightful. And I am currently knitting the back panel, and there is mohair in my face and it itches. I am knitting the back panel and I am in the middle of the row. Maybe I will knit that till the end. I'm actually very close to joining at the underarms, and that is the end to all the purling that I have in this. So this is of course knitted flat before it is joined, but because I made this into a sweater, I can just go in the round after a couple of rows, and I cannot wait that I can wear it actually, because I have been dreaming about this for months now, and I've been a bit sad and a bit annoyed with myself because I couldn't get it done. And it would actually look amazing now when there is snow outside to have this pearly white furry thing, and then I would like to have the pearl buttons. It would look amazing. and I just need to get the right buttons from somewhere. And yeah, I am still planning on putting the buttons in, and I am thinking that I will just make a fake button band, kind of similarly that is done in the pattern, but I just will make it on top of the garment and then put the buttons next to it. I think it will be fine. But that is my Cardi jumper. So here's a look at the back. It is so nice and I love the fit. It will be so pretty. But yeah, maybe next time there will be more of this, because I have been actually quite excited to knit this lately, and I will probably, well, I'm not gonna promise anything because I have this itch somewhere in me that I would like to cast on things again. And I have many things I would like to cast on, so I'm not promising anything, but there is so much beautiful yarn in my stash and I just want to start again something. Start. But yeah, this is the Cardi jumper by Ines Oliveira and I love it. Oh, I just punched the mic. Hopefully you heard something. And here is a yarn apocalypse. How does this happen every time? Catastrophe has been avoided. Have a sip. My last WIP, but I probably will cast on something new today because I am feeling like that. This is what I've been working on as well. Not so much during the last couple of weeks, because this requires focus and I have been so not focused on anything, and I have just needed like stockinette. But this needs focus, and this is the Kuutar top by Sari Nordllund, and the yarn is Lumoava silkki, like mesmerizing silk, but in Finnish. And I showed it to you already when I got it, but it is amazingly soft and beautiful. It is a merino and silk blend, and I would like to swim in it. It is so soft. It is so soft and nice, and I can't wait to have a garment in this, and it will also make the most luxurious scarf or headband, and I think it actually looks quite nice near my face. It's not that much to show you. There is the lace, or the beginning of the lace. It is quite long lace. It starts quite close to your neck, and then there is increases in the lace itself, and it shapes the top, and then there is short eye cords that connect the front and back, and the back is similar to this. I am thinking that I might do a simple back. I am not sure, because I could calculate how often there is increases and just do the increases, and then I would also get, if I like the fit, I would also get a basic top pattern from that, because I know how often there is the increases, and so I don't have to do the lace twice. I actually like this lace. It is quite complicated that you have to check every row, and at least I haven't been able to memorize the rows, and I think Sari has. She has said that she loves the Kuutar lace, and memorizes it, but I don't. Somehow it is not intuitive to me. But I love the look of it. I like how sometimes lace is a bit too flowery, or it has too much roundness in it, but I think this has more of like graphic and sharp shapes, and I think they suit me better than the really soft and rounded ones. I don't know if that made any sense, but I just like details a lot. Oh, my eye is itching. I just want to show you for the last time. It is pretty. And somehow the feeling of it makes me happy. Maybe if I have time, I will knit this after filming. My husband and our girl went to the swimming hall. So they are swimming and I am recording, and hopefully I have time to knit after that as well. And one thing, I hate provisional cast-ons. I did the one in the headband. I hated it, and well, I love the result, I must say, but I don't like to do it. I also had one in the lento, and I have this one here, and there is one in the top that I am intending to make, but I haven't made because there is the provisional cast on. So practice. I made the one with crochet hook because it just seemed the most logical for me. It is the hardest to pick apart, but I tried the version that Sari had in there, where you make some loops and you can just like pull it off, but it was so loose that it would have given too loose of a edge there. But yeah, here at the end I have a couple of acquisitions from a thrift store, and then there is a couple of things I would like to cast on, and I will talk about them for a tiny bit. Buckle up. I have two. I won't show you yet. I will just hide these down under. And I found two cones from the thrift store, and I am so excited because one, it was super cheap and wonderful, beautiful yarn, and two, there is no ends to weave in because there is one continuous strand. That makes me happy because I hate weaving things in. Let's start with the green one because I like green. It might look a bit brown in the camera, but we will see. Yeah, it is green, but it looks brownish. It is a tiny bit warmer than I would usually choose, but I think it will be very good, especially if I combine it with either colder, like more cool toned brownish color, or some green. I don't know which one I'm gonna make. Maybe green because I love green, but maybe I would choose a more cool olive green and not like brown olive or warm olive. But yeah, it is like this, and it has 412 grams of yarn, and it is, I think it is light fingering because it is 480 meters per 100 grams, made in Austria, and it is 100% wool. It is, I think it looks regular fingering, it is very light and it is soft, and this cost me, drum roll please, it was €6.18. and there is 2 sweater words of yarn in this. I'm probably not gonna do 2 sweaters, but maybe I can do like half and half wrap or something else nice and beautiful with this. I actually do like this color as it is. I thought it was way too warm, but it is not. I think it's a bit pretty. Oh, so much snow from the roof. Beautiful. It is this dusty blue lace weight yarn. It is very hard to get right on camera. It is this dusty grayish blue, and this cost me €2.68, and I have 178 grams, and I just realized today that it is enough for a Smilla sweater that was in my knitting plans, and I have been very excited to add some dusty blues in my color palette, and oh my goodness, this is an awesome color, so beautiful. And the pattern calls for silk mohair. I will use this instead of the silk mohair because this has this halo. This didn't have a label that would say that what it is, but it feels, I think there might be some kind of alpaca or something, but it is pretty and it has a halo, so it is good for the pattern. It calls for silk mohair and then some thicker DK to worsted weight yarn. In the pattern it is knitting for olive heavy merino, and I might get that because I can get it from Anna ja Eila, and they have those beautiful colors that I can just go and try to match them. I already saw this beautiful dusty petroleum blue color, and I think that might be a perfect pair for this one. And I am so excited that I found this in the thrift store with less than €3, and a ball of silk mohair is like €9, and it has 25 grams, and this has like seven balls worth of mohair or something fuzzy lace weight. So amazing or amazing. So I'm considering making the Smilla with this, but I could also make a lento or something else. But yeah, the Smilla is very, very strong because I have this idea that it could be amazing in dusty blue, like sort of like smoky, dusty, bluish, grayish, beautiful. These are my color descriptions. I don't know if I said in any of these episodes, but in Finland we don't really have specific words for colors. They are like orange and red and blue, and if they are, we don't have like magenta or fuchsia, or we don't describe the colors that much. Maybe if it's more yellow orange, it is then yellow orange or orangey yellow. So we don't have the like specific names, and I think that is boring and weird. It would be easy to just describe the color if we had the names for them, and we might have them. I just haven't heard of them and haven't heard anyone using them. But yeah, this was my find and I am happy about it. Tell me what I should do with it. Do you think Smilla would be a good solution for this? Oh yeah. And then the couple of things I would like to cast on. The first thing is that I would like to take part in Sari Nordllund's top down. Was it top down, Carl? Top down knit along? I don't know. The point is that you need a hat from top, starting from the top to the brim, and you can use any of her patterns. And I have her Kuutar beret. So now that I am immersing myself into the Kuutar top, wouldn't it be the same to just start another Kuutar lace project? Maybe I will start to learn it and remember it if I do it more. I don't know if that is a bad idea, but I would like to take part in it, and I think it ends at the end of March. But if you are interested, please check this. Go to Sari's Instagram or Sari's Ravelry, that is a hard word, Ravelry group, and there will be the information. And the yarn is from my stash. It is Isager, no idea. I think it's Isager, I don't know. This yarn from this brand called Marilyn, and it is this beautiful tiny bit lilac-y grey. And then I have this old Drops Kid Silk mohair that is kind of similar, bluish, kind of lilac-y grey as well. So I will pair these and they will be a beret. And hopefully I have enough. I will have to check because I'm not gonna buy this more. So, but I think this would be a beautiful Kuutar beret because I think it needs this small bit of halo because it is this shiny goddess of the moon design, and I think it needs it. But if there is not enough of this, then I will use I have this alpaca 1 lace weight yarn that just gives a bit of halo but not so much color, and I think it would go nice with this. It is a bit too light for me in other projects, but I think with this one it might work. That is the first thing I would like to do. I'm not so sure when I will cast it on, maybe immediately after this. I don't know, we will see. Next one, I will use the same Marilyn yarn, the grayish, purplish, lilac-y thing with natural white in the same base, and I would like to make a Diana's bandana because that is so nice design, and I would like to start that and dabble with the double knitting because I have not done that and I would like to practice. And I like the sleek lines and I like the idea that it would match nicely with my Kuutar beret, but also with some other garments because there is the wrong side, the other side, and yeah, I am very big into sets in my head at least. I might not have done the sets at least fully, but they are in my head. I will do them. I feel the cast on wave coming and overwhelming me. And last thing I want to start after I have connected the Cardi jumper from the underarms, and there is so little knitting to the body, and I think, yeah, that is the point when I want to start the cherry dress by Sandnes garn. And that is the dress that I said I was going to talk about later in the episodes, because I have talked about it so much but haven't started, and I have had the yarn for a long time now. Did I buy it in November? Oh my. But yeah, I want to start that, but it is in a similar weight than the Cardi jumper, so I just want to get myself to the comfortable spot with the Cardi jumper before I start something in a very similar weight. And yeah, and I think because it is designed to be like full length dress, and I am quite sure that it's not gonna be practical for me, so I'm gonna do it a bit shorter, maybe just under the knee or just over the knee, and the rest of the yarn might be lentil. I have so many ideas. Again, you are inspiring me. This is a win-win for me. I get to talk about yarns and patterns, and I'm so excited, and I get to share, and maybe you get something as well. This was the episode. Thank you for tuning in with me and chatting with me. Remember to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any new videos. I try to make them at least every other week, but sometimes life throws you with the lemons and then you get a stomach bug or something else. And sometimes I make them every week because I am inspired and somehow find the time. Please share your thoughts and ideas and requests on the comments, and go follow me on Instagram, and I also have a knitting TikTok that you can maybe you can enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely day and enjoy your knitting, because that is the most important thing. Cheers! We see you later. Bye!